This is episode 8 of Pitching Pokemon, the journey of Janice. If you're new, you're checking this out for the first time, please check the description. There you will find a link to the playlist so you can catch up, make your way to this episode, and carry on from there. So in the previous episode, Janice obtains the 8th and final gym badge in the Petra League gym challenge, but is contacted by Cole soon after to let her know of what has happened to Monica, about her being taken by the Third Eye, and now that there's going to be a rescue mission to save Monica and also to confront the Third Eye. So Cole asks Janice to join this rescue team on his behalf because he's an active gym leader, so he can't take part in this rescue mission. But Janice now, having completed the gym challenge, she can take part in this rescue mission. But Janice, of course, can't go on this mission by herself. She decides, she needs some help, and this help comes in the form of her friends. So at this point, Janice goes back to Percival City, and that's where her friends have gathered because they've also completed their gym challenge and they are preparing to head to the league. But now with this situation with Monica that has happened, and Janice coming home to let them know about this rescue mission, they agree to join this rescue mission to help and help Janice with it. So with her friends gathered, Janice returns to Tristan City, meets up with Cole and the rescue team. This team is made up of Esmeralda, there's Templeman, if you remember he's the current Water Essential, former investigator. There's the champion, the leader of Ace Team, Andre, and then there's Malcolm, the leader of Squad Cool, and some other essentials who are available as well. They make up this rescue team. And then Esmeralda reveals Monica's Pokemon, Madamine. She uses teleport and sends the rescue team out of Tristan City and into a cave, which is located somewhere on Route 11. And Esmeralda figures out that maybe the reason why they didn't know about this cave is because there's a strong psychic power that is keeping the entrance of this cave hidden, even though it's somewhere along Route 11. And of course, Route 11 is a mountain road, so it's somewhere in the mountains. That's where this cave is. So, of course, the members of the Third Eye, seeing this group suddenly appear in the cave, they've been caught unaware, they were not prepared, and it just makes the rescue mission that much easier now, because it's a race through the cave and to other areas as you're making your way to the innermost area to find Monica. And also, this is where the higher up members of the Third Eye group, your admins, your executives, whatever you want to call them, this is who you find in this innermost area. The leader of the Third Eye, however, is not there for some reason. So the climax of this rescue mission is you defeat the admins, we'll call them that for the Third Eye. You rescue Monica, even though when Monica is found, she is drained of her psychic powers because she had been dealing with the leader before he left, and so her powers have been drained. There's actually I'd call it a mental seal that has been placed on her mind to keep her from revealing what happened to the leader, why he's not there. So while she's recovering her psychic powers and maybe undo this mental seal, there's nothing that they can do with Monica. They should just let her rest. But at least she's been rescued from the Third Eye. And for now, this group has been apprehended and their operations have been put to a halt. So that concludes the rescue mission. And so with that done, now we can get back on track, and the journey now is towards the Petra League. So after rescuing Monica, Janice and her friends, they head back home to Percival City because now they have to board the SS Victoria. Now, in episode 0, I had talked about how in the Petra region, rather than having a traditional dungeon which represents Victory Road, like in many other games, many other regions, in the Petra region, Victory Road, I'll put it in quotes, is represented by a ship, the SS Victoria. And this is where all the trainers that have managed to complete the gym challenge and they've obtained the SS ticket, they board this ship, and that's where they will now compete in sort of like I guess you call it a survival game, where the best 20 trainers that can survive this trip to Indigo Island, they are the ones who will take part in the championship tournament to determine who will challenge the champion for the title. So I just wanted something different from doing a traditional Victory Road. Instead, you've got this ship where you're supposed to make your way from the lowest level of the ship all the way to the top deck. So along the way, you're taking on all these other trainers that are preparing for the league. You encounter Janice's friends as well. You take them on. All the final battles you'd expect to compete in on Victory Road, this is where they take place. And once that's done, you make your way, the ship, I should say, arrives on Indigo Island. Of course, Indigo being a little shout out to the Indigo Plateau, the home of the Kanto Pokémon League. It's Indigo Island in the Petra region. So, of course, it's home of the Petra Pokémon League. It's the site of the League Championship Tournament. The 20 best trainers who have emerged from the SS Victoria Challenge. This is where they gather now. And if I do manage to find people to work with and form a team for this project, in terms of credit, rather than doing the typical thing where if you've played enough ROM hacks and maybe fan games as well, there are some NPCs that you find in the game who represent members of the development team that you can battle. And yeah, of course, that usually happens. But rather than doing that, what I had in mind was there's the Hall of Fame. It's like a museum that you find on Indigo Island. In one of the rooms of the Hall of Fame is like a wall, listing all the past champions of the Petra League. That is where I thought maybe it would be cool to have all the names of the development team and anyone else who has contributed to the project. They can be listed on that wall of previous champions. I thought that's a nice, cool thing. So again, it's a reason for people to want to get involved in this project. It's a chance to be remembered as a former champion in the Petra League. So with all the participants of the tournament having gathered on this island, there's the ceremony, of course, to which precedes the tournament. And it's during this ceremony that the head of the third eye makes his appearance in the stadium, right in the middle of this ceremony. And he's not alone. With him are 5 young women who represent the current generation of the kimono girls. And of course, this sudden appearance catches everyone off guard. They're surprised. They don't know who this person is. And as soon as they appear, the kimono girls, they begin performing that traditional dance. If you've played Heart Gold, if you played Soul Silver, of course, you'll recognize what dance they are performing. And at the same time, the head of the third eye, he displays the 5 fragments that have been gathered. Now, they've been collected and they combine and they create a silver wing. And now, thanks to this special dance that the Kimono Girls are performing, it activates the silver wing and summons Lugia right in front of everyone's eyes, of course. The legendary has been summoned, and unlike the past event where the person who summoned Lugia couldn't control Lugia, this time the head of the third eye has come prepared. Yeah, not only because he's got strong psychic powers, but he captures Lugia immediately with a modified Pokeball, which has been infused with some of his psychic powers, and thus forcing whichever Pokemon is captured by this special Pokeball to submit to his will and obey. I thought that would be much more impactful than just having him throw a Master Ball at Lugia and just capturing it that way. Said no, let's just have him capture it with the modified Pokeball. So with all this chaos that ensues following this event, Monica has recovered now. She undoes the mental seal and is able to explain now what happened to the leader. And we get a flashback to her encounter with the leader, where she tries to confront him and find out what his mission is. He, of course, tells Monica what his plan is. He is a descendant of the sage who had tried to summon Lugia in the past and failed. So the head now, he wants to redo that event, but this time he's prepared. He's much stronger in terms of psychic power, and of course he's going to get the Kimono Girls, because during that past event the sages did not have the Kimono Girls. They did not perform that special dance to summon Lugia. They just summoned Lugia and they couldn't control it. But the head of the third eye, he's prepared for all that. And the reason he left was so he could travel to Johto to get the Kimono Girls. He manipulated them, of course, with his psychic powers and brought them back to the Petra region. And that's how he was able to successfully summon Lugia. So now the champion, Andre, Malcolm is there, the Essentials, they now have to deal with the third eye, and with Lugia as well on his side. Of course, it's going to be a tough battle. The Kimono Girls as well, who are under his control, they are also there to help the third eye. So you've got this big battle that's taking place. And at the same time, Janice now, she's contacted by Cole, seeing what's happening at the stadium, and he lets her know that, okay, Lugia has been summoned. They have to summon Ho-Oh, but the Kimono Girls are under the spell of the third eye head. So how are they supposed to summon Lugia now? And this is when Janice remembers there's one Kimono Girl that can help them. That's Sayo. If you remember Sayo, the last Kimono Girl of the most well-known generation, she's in Carson City. So Janice is meant to go to Carson City, speak to Sayo, and get her help, and then come back to Tristan City, meet up with Cole, and now prepare for the new mission, which is to head to Johto and get the Rainbow Wing, summon Ho-Oh, and then come back and help to deal with the third eye leader. So we'll pick up from there in the next episode for this big mission now to deal with the main antagonist of Journey of Janice. So please look forward to it, and thank you for listening. Enjoy your day and take care.